Due to the shortness of time, I haven't put everything into one slide, but I'll run us through what we are working on and what we have done so far. So please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Team, sorry, quick continue. Team Dhaka and other teams, please. Yeah, and other teams you could start getting ready while she presents. So once she's done, the next team will just pick it up from there. Yeah, but we can see your screen. Please go ahead.
Okay, so in Team Durban, we were given the sector, government, and civic engagement. And the very first thing we did was to rally around the team, brainstorm on ideas together. We went through the whole ideation phase as a team, and we were able to settle on an idea of a citizens community safety platform. We also went through the naming process, the design thinking phase, and we came up with a name for our product called Beep Safe. What you can see on the screen right now is the product brief for Beep Safe. So I created a product brief to itemize and concretize our ideas so that every member of the team would be able to run through with it. And going through all the tracks, the tracks that we have in Team Durban, we each identified our different roles and responsibility. So basically, our product Beep Safe is a citizen-first safety platform that aims to empower citizens and communities to report security threats, to alert their trusted circle in emergencies and in distress situations, and to also stay informed about any real-time risk in their environment. So basically, we are collaborating between citizens, government agencies, safety groups, and communities to build trust and awareness and faster response in times of danger. Our problem statement here, we realize that across Nigeria, Africa, people live with rising levels of insecurity, armed robbery, kidnapping, and so many forms of harassment that we all are aware of. And there is need for a reliable system that brings together real-time alerts, personal safety monitoring, and all of that in our community. So this basically formed the problem that we came together to solve by creating this community safety and emergency alert platform that will allow people to notify trusted contacts at a go in real time with their live location whenever they feel unsafe, to report incidents both nearby, share tips, and to also map areas as safe and unsafe zones. If you've ever been to a new place for the first time, a new state, you might be like unaware of, oh, which area is this and all of that. So on that particular digital platform, you can check and you would see areas where users have frequently reported as safe or unsafe, and you'll be more at alert. So basically, it's not just an alert system. We are aiming to build like a digital safety network from the ground up. We also aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals 16, peace, justice, and strong institution, as well as Sustainable Development Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities. Now, our target audience are citizens, women, girls, local vigilante and community watch groups, government, security agencies, civil-minded individuals, and all of that. Part of the impact that this product would bring would be increased safety awareness in communities, improved trust among neighbors, faster response times, useful security data for advocacy, and to empower citizens to feel heard, seen, and protected. So here we outlined all the different roles and collaborations. We realized that a lot of people are not so frequent on Slack. So we created a WhatsApp community, and in that WhatsApp community, we further created subgroups. So we have a general group where we interact and we collaborate. Then we have subgroups inside that group. Product managers have their group, data analytics, product design, front end, back end, and all of that. So in the subgroups, they collaborate further on their tasks. They meet, discuss, and brainstorm as well. So at the end of the day, BeepSafe is not just technology, but we want to redefine civic engagement in a way that will be empowering to people and all of that. We created our surveys, and so far we've had 100 plus responses for the survey to make our team as collaborative as possible. The data analytics personnel, like the data analysts on Team Durban, are very, very in sync with our survey. At our last meeting, we reviewed some of the results and the data that people are saying, and you can see it right now on your screen. You can see some of their safety concerns. You can see people saying they have avoided certain areas because of safety. A lot of people have like resisted reporting safety issues because of fear, because of stigma. They don't know what to expect. And those who reported, we can see the statistics, like a larger percentage of people did not even report and all of that. So we have all of this data, and we've entrusted the data analytics track. Like I created a document for them beyond just looking at this data from the quick analytics we can see on Google Sheets. I created a data analytics document for them, a document that would guide them to give us specific deliverables and specific insights that we want to see from what people are saying. They already have a meeting. In fact, if not because this dive meeting that was like, it just came up yesterday, they had scheduled already to meet, but they've moved theirs to after this dive meeting. So the data analysts on my team, they are meeting to do a deep dive into this, to give me, or would I say to give us, a robust data overview of what people are saying and what the surveys that we have carried out is really giving us. We've also gone ahead to do a branding document, branding brief, to also guide the design team. Here we have an overview of what the platform is about. I've gone through that already. Our vision, our mission, the target audience, the brand personality of BeepSafe. We've also created the logo, which you can see here, our logo and the slogan. And there is also a folder here for the logo document containing every other thing that the design team would need, as well as the meaning of the logo and what we want to create, the emotional connection we want to have with the users and everything. Also the color palette that the design team will be using, as well as the codes and everything, how they will use it. They are presently working on the wireframe, the design and all of that. They also have a meeting this evening, the designers on Team Durban, where they are going further into bringing this to life, as well as the typography, the text, the font, and all of that, the voice of our products, the tone of our products, what we want to convey to people, the design inspiration and the style, as well as other assets to be used. We've also created this. At our last meeting on Sunday, we went through the features already with the product managers. We like consolidated all the features that everybody has brought in our backlog, and we prioritized them using Moscow, and we have broken them down. We had a meeting, both the developers were also on board, so as we know what they can do and all of that. I haven't updated that here because we concluded that this morning, but we already have our text specification. The front-end developers are working, they are using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The back end, they are using Node.js. Product design is using Figma. Data analytics, they are using Google Sheets and Power BI. So the aim of all of this is that every track is bringing something to the table. We want to do all we can to create a product, not just because of the bootcamp, but we want to do it because we believe that excellence is at the core of what we do at Team Durban, and we are doing this just like we are running a startup. So basically, now let me go to the challenge that we are facing right now. We do not have any mobile engineers on our group. The two mobile engineers that were assigned to us, they haven't responded. They have not engaged with the team, both on Slack, even on WhatsApp. I have tagged them severally, but no response from them, and we do not know how to reach them. There are two of them. I reached out to Mr. Deyemi Isaac, and he also advised that I bring it up to the house here during this weekly update meeting. But regardless, when we met as a team, so far we are adequately represented: product managers, product designs, data analysts, front end, back end, and we have resolved to move on. We are working to create a web solution first before we bring up the mobile app. But right now, this is what we have done so far. By the end of this week, next week, we are excited to see how much further we can go. So far, we are collaborating as a team, and the team spirit is really high. And the front end and back end developers are basically waiting to kick in as soon as the design team gets up to speed for them to pick up while they still continue building it all up. So for Team Durban, this is what we have done so far. We are open to corrections, contributions, insights, and everything. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chinenye. Thank you to the entire team, Durban. Great work. Great work. So I would say a few things, but first I would allow. So we have someone on the call. So we have Mr. Ayomide Michael on the call. He would ask. I'll allow him ask a few questions, right? But before I come make my own input and then respond to the challenge I'm currently having. But subsequently for other teams, you have 10 minutes to present, so you might want to hasten whatever you're saying. I allowed her finished because I did not specify on time when how long she should have used, right? So I would allow Ayomide go first, and then I'll come respond to your questions shortly after that. Mr. Michael, if you can hear me.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Christopher, and then good evening, Chinenye. So I think I missed you. Sorry, please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, please.
All right. So I think I missed you when you were saying what the app is expected to do. How is it supposed to work? Can you please come again on that part?
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's basically a digital solution that will empower citizens to report security threats, to alert their trusted circle in real time with their location whenever they're in emergency situations or distress situations, and to also stay informed about real-time risks in their environment.
Okay, so what you are saying is that if I have this app installed, are you working on a mobile app or a web app?
Yeah, so that's part of the situation I highlighted when I was speaking. We do not have the mobile engineers assigned to our teams right now. They both are missing in action. So we are starting out with web platform.
All right, so that means if I have maybe signed up on the web app, I'll be able to get real-time notifications of things happening in my vicinity. Am I correct?
Yes, you will. You will also be able to, at the point of onboarding, you would create what we call your trusted circle. Basically, you would highlight, impute contacts, your trusted contacts. And if you are in a distress situation doesn't only mean maybe kidnapping and all of that. For instance, somebody is an asthmatic patient and you're having an attack. You are the only one around, or some other health challenges, distress situation, basically. You can click on that particular feature and it alerts with a predefined message, and to those contacts that have already been registered, it immediately alerts every one of them that you are having such and such situation.
Okay, when you say alert, is it like a push notification or a email notification?
Push notification, email as well.
All right, that answers my question. I'll allow Mr. Christopher take over.
Okay, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, please.
Okay, so yeah, great idea. Let me start off with my feedback before I respond to concerns. I think you have a brilliant idea going, considering the nature of our environment. You know, we have a lot of security concerns. I mean, in the last 8 or 16 years, we've had and seen cases. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's something that would work. Even though I may not be so much concerned about your business model and all of that, I may not be going to these questions because I believe we have all of that sorted. Maybe in our subsequent check-ins, you might have maybe the guests that we might have around that'll be giving feedback. They might want to ask that, so you might want to get that covered as well, so just in case it's asked. Because if it is part of it's a business, you need to keep running, and as a PM, you should understand better. So a few things I want to ask, right? Now, if I sense a concern or a security threat, I make I alert people, or I make an update so people will not enroll that route. Now, am I just notifying people of the concern, or I'm trying to provide a solution, or trying to see how that can be averted? That's one. Secondly, considering the fact that in our society, in not just the African society, in the Nigerian society, we have trust deficits. How do you think you want to address that part? Knowing that you can take a case to the police today, and then the police would hold you bound that you're part of the culprits, you know. So how are you trying to manage that trust deficit part? Maybe after that, I'll go my next question. Now, okay,
Okay,
sorry,
thank you.
quick one. Any team member could answer or could give their own input. So it's not just you. So it will look like you're the only one on the hot seat, right? So any team member can always raise up their hand and then make their own input. Okay, so you can go.
Okay, so on the business model and all of that, we are already working on that. We have assigned different sections to our different PMs, and we are working on all of that. Now, to the trust deficit issue, yes, Nigeria basically has a lot of trust issues in our communities, and that is why this solution is a citizen first solution. We are going to also have details of all like security agencies on the app and everything. But you will agree with me that for every time you have seen a problem or somebody, let me say, complaining on Twitter or Facebook, it is first their trusted circles. And these people are usually at the forefront to say, hello, this has happened. Because of the escalation, many people have had breakthroughs in their solution, or will I say in their situation, not just because of the security agency, but because they have a community that can escalate this for them. So we are leveraging on the community spirit that we have in Nigeria, and we are trying to do all we can to also amplify that. And that's why our slogan is together we respond faster. This society we live on now has become so fragmented that sometimes something is happening to A and B, C, D, E, F. They don't even know about it. But if you have a solution where something is happening and it alerts all of them in that environment, as well as your trusted circle, you have something going for you. And then at that point in time, we all know the peculiarity of our government. But regardless of that peculiarity, we still have to make it work. Then when you talked about the first question you asked about citizens knowing what is happening around there, I would want to borrow a leaf, not really borrow a leaf, but just to highlight a solution that all of us, we all have used in one way or the other. And that's like something that has to do with like this Truecaller app. On the Truecaller app, for instance, if a strange number has ever called you, many people will say, let me even check this number on Truecaller. And checking that number on Truecaller immediately gives you an idea like, this number is even a spam number. Oh, they've reported 10,000 people have reported this number, that this number has spammed them so many times. Now, looking at that feature and the Beep Safe app, if you come into an environment for the first time, or you might even be living in an area and you do not really know the areas you have, seeing that users have frequently highlighted that, oh, this area has been marked so much, people have experienced so many things in this area, unsafe situation, it also alerts people and keeps them more security conscious about such areas and such places as well. We are also open to more contributions to make this work and make it better. Thank you.
All right, great thoughts, great idea. Because of time, so we could allow the next team go. I was going to also ask, maybe I will shelve the other question, and I may just, I don't know if I was supposed to particularly ask this. Somehow I think that you might need to get, in a way, try and get some of our security parastatals, some of the government agency involved. So I don't know how you might want to navigate that waters, right? So it's easier to not. It's better to not just escalate a problem, but also to be able to provide an instant solution. So while I'm going through a security challenge, the police or the road safety or whatever agencies are in that environment is also might just be able to quickly come in. And then if it's a kidnapping case, for example, you don't we've seen cases where or a road, for example, being on a road, right? The kidnapping is happening. People are just talking about it online, but the person is kidnapped at the end of the day. But it makes sense if, as people are talking about it, we have the police or the military force spinning into action almost immediately. So that's that can be on a long course, maybe not now, but to just have that in mind as well. So yeah, I was also going to mention that unless you want to make a comment, I might just go to the next team, or if any other person from team Daka wants to say something.
Durban.
Sorry, Team Durban wants to say anything, we could just go to the next team. We've already overshot our time for the first team.
For the government agencies, yes, I mentioned it even when talking about the product brief. They are part of the security agencies that will be working with us. And then please help us respond to our concerns that I mentioned, the mobile engineers.
Oh, all right. Sorry, that almost skipped my mind. So yeah, so first, the mobile team, they were experiencing a bit of concern towards the tail end of their learning period, right? So I think that concern has spiraled and affecting a few teams. But I would just send me a message on Slack. I think I'll need to get feedback, and I'll circle back on how we could manage that, and then I'll try as well as much as we can also with the team as well. But however, you guys can keep moving forward. But send me a DM. I would let me circle back to you on that. I think we could have a solution for it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you, Ma. Thank you, Team Durban. Great work, great work. So we'll have a check-in on Saturday, I guess, or next week. Mr. Demi would update us when the next check-in would be, and then we will now have other people come around to give feedback. So hopefully by then the design team would have quality data that is backing up the idea, and they would have gone through the design phase, because we're already 2 weeks in, if I'm not wrong. Already 2 weeks into the bootcamp. We're already taking so much time on this phase. Right, but I understand. So cheers, guys. On to the next team. We have Team Daka. Can we have it now? If you're ready, Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Samson. No, okay, Team Durban now. Am I mixing the two? Okay, Team Doban just finished presenting, so we're supposed to have Team Dhaka now. Yes, Team Dhaka. Yeah, let's have you. So Team Accra, Team Cairo, Team Nairobi, you can please start getting prepared.
Okay, good evening,
Then
everyone.
Mr. Samson, that is your truth.
Please, if you can see my screen, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is from Team Dhaka. Okay. Our team was saddled with the responsibility of building an education and skill learning app, learning products. So then we opt in for an LMS program which has to be built. But let me just talk about certain things that came up. We were actually working on an idea before we came across this. So because of some peculiarities, that was the reason why we didn't really have full PRD in place. But all the same, I'll just explain what we are working on presently. So we are working on an LMS program, LMS products. That's what we know as learning management system. So our learning management system is to bring in two phases of applicants. That's we have the self-paced learners. Those are our target audience actually, and then we have the cohort learners. These are people who want to come together to learn a certain skills at the same period of time. So those are our target audience. Our product vision is to empower the next generation of African workforce and innovators with in-demand tech skills by providing free, accessible, high-quality products and training through an intuitive and engaging learning platform. Um, I'll just give us an overview of our value proposition for the products. The first one is for self-paced learners. We are actually looking at giving them a tech skills which are free, and then they can interact on their own with the dashboard of what we are trying to build. That's the aim of a learning management system. So one thing is for them to access a public library of courses with interactive playground, quizzes, and real-time progress. So during our survey, we discovered that many people, when they take courses, they just log out of the courses or they don't finish their course on time just because it feels boring at some point in time. So we are looking for a way for them to stay engaged with what they are learning at the same period of time. So that was why we were trying to introduce interactive playground quizzes and real-time progress. Then we have a gamification option for them to earn badges and levels and a lot like that. So we have community support and then searchable knowledge base for them also. um for our bootcamp students, during the process of them opting in, as at when the cohort is available for them to come together to learn, we have a guided learning roadmap with live classes, assignment, and deadlines. These are things to just keep them engaged, for them to be interested, more interested and adaptive, and with their learning progress. Then we have options for them to verify certificates and then to showcase their badge on LinkedIn and their portfolios also. So what we are working on, we also have a particular space for instructors and admins for them to be able to monitor the progress of their students and then assess their assignments and their projects as times goes on. So our minimum viable products for our products is actually for us to um, okay, we have launched a basic but fully functioning learning platform, enable self-paced learning with interactive content, support structured bootcamp with student progress tracking, and ensure scalability for future enhancements. So we are not just only stopping at our own MVP for now. So we have a lot of things to plan along the way. So as we progress, we are adding more tools to what we are working on. So currently we have the option for us to come up at the end of this bootcamp to come up with a public learning platform and a bootcamp platform and then the admin dashboard. So presently now we are working in line with our our product designer for them to give us the user interface on some of these our MVP that has been mentioned, which they started working on. If not for the call this evening, we should have a meeting with them this evening for just to ask them what is going on. And we already have our product backlog on our Trello app. I don't know if we can see. Whoa, I don't know if you can see my Trello app here. So we have our teams designed and then some of the tasks they need to work on. So we are basically we are just waiting for them to give us an option on what they've worked on before we push ahead to the front end guys for them to start working. But the front end guys already have the insight on what to work on as soon as possible. Thank you. I think that's all for now. Thank you for the time, sir.
All right, Samson. Well done. Well done. Cheers, guys. So I believe on this case, I'm not permitted to ask questions because I have a better idea of what you guys are working on. But cheers, guys. Nice one. Nice document out there. So I would allow Mr. Ayomide to ask his question. After then, Mr. Peter would go next. Yeah. So Mr. Ayomide, if you can hear me.
Okay, that's Tim Dakar. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
So for confirmation, are you guys working on a mobile app or a web app?
For now, we are working on a mobile app. Then we transition to. For now, we are working on a web app. Then we transition to a mobile app, and that's a futuristic plan, sir.
All right. Okay, that's fine. Have you guys been through other LMS systems to confirm what are the things you may be needing?
Yes, sir. We've gone through the most especially we went through the this W3 schools. That's a coding platform where people can code for free and learn coding, and they can do a lot of projects on it after. Yeah.
Okay, so from my observation, this is a very large system. What are the things you are looking at releasing for the MVP? Because I'm sure you can't complete this whole system within the time frame we have. But what are the features you want to come with for the MVP?
Actually, we didn't really plan much for the MVP. We just planned to make sure that okay for the self-paced learners, we plan to have their own dashboard, which is the public learning platform. So we are hoping okay to have the home page, their course library, then the progress tracking. That's one phase of the for the self-paced learners. Then for the bootcamp learners, so their normal student dashboard, assignment submission, and live class integration. So because of our timing, actually we may not be able to, it depends on our engineers that we have presently, if we can be able, but our plan is to touch each of these interface features before we do our final bootcamp presentation. Did you get me, sir?
Yes, I'm with you. All right. So you earlier mentioned, okay, you earlier mentioned W3 school, and if you know W3 school very well, you notice you don't have to sign up before you can do some things in the system. So how does your team plan to achieve gamification for unauthenticated users? I mean, users that are not logged in, guest users. How do you confirm that this person is the same person that was here last week? I'll allow the backend guys to answer that.
Okay, sir, let me chip in something. What what we are building will be different from the W3 schools in terms of the fact that we are bringing the self-paced learners to come in directly and they have to register. So that is one of the things for them to we be able to track their progress on what they are doing. They can even track their progress by themselves from their dashboard on what they are doing. So that was the difference. Why the cohort learners, that's the bootcamp learners, they too are registering, but their own portal, their own dashboard is different from the self-paced learners. So these people coming for the bootcamp, they are coming together for the fact that they want to come to learn with a peer group of people. They don't like learning on their own. They want to learn with where they can have like live classes. They can get feedback from lecturers and the rest like that. That's another view from that, sir.
Okay. Another question I have is, what will be the value proposition for this project? For this project, what makes it different from other LMS system that we already have?
So, like I said, our value proposition is in actually about three phases. That's we have for the self-paced learners, we are trying to build this access for them to access a public library of courses with interactive playgrounds, the gamification, and then these are things just to make them stay motivated. Then we have a community forum where they can search for questions, and then one of the futuristic plans for the self-paced learners is to have a mobile friendly platform for them to learn anytime, anywhere, even without their system. They can do that. What we have for the bootcamp students is to actually give them a roadmap to follow a guided learning plan, having the live classes, assignment and deadline, assignment submission, receiving feedback and track their progress, earn certificates which can be downloadable and then shared on LinkedIn. Then we have for our instructors also is to give them a section, a dashboard for them to create courses, quizzes, and then challenges, students, for them to create challenges for students, and then manage their cohorts and the rest like that. So we have our value proposition in like three phases actually.
All right, that's very nice. I'll allow the next person to take it from there.
All right, thank you, sir. Nice work, Samson. So, Kende, do you want to make an input or answer a particular questions? If you're from the same team, Kende, Ibi, I see your hands are raised up. Or is that a mistake? Kende, if you can hear me, your hands are raised up. I assume that's a mistake. Mr. Peter, you might want to ask a few questions. You have the mic now, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Please confirm if you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right. Good job so far. I mean, I think I am more interested in this your solution actually, but I'd like to have some questions. So, you said that basically like your focus is like you have two phase rights for self-based learner and also for course learner, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question now is like for the self-based learner now, how do you want to like get the materials? I mean, what's the content that they would be probably like studying and all? How do you plan to get that?
Okay. The plan is still using our cohorts lecturers or instructors per se, because they also have a dashboard for them to upload their materials. So we just integrating that for the the self-paced learners for them to actually use. So the difference between it is just that when the cohort learners are having their own classes, most of their classes are live classes, and then their lecturers can give feedback and then make corrections about certain things. So these are the difference between them actually.
Okay, all right. I think I get that. I get that now. So my my next question would be like, how do you want to like track progress as like a self learner? Like, I mean, let me give you an example. Like, let's say that I am just learning. I mean, I come to a platform and I'm just learning. Like, how do I track my progress? How do I ensure that I'm committed, right? And also, how do I what's the word now? Like, how do I just track my progress? I mean, I can. Is it just that when I have assignment, like, how do I get to submit it, or that flow is not also included in your own plan for like the self learner for the self learner business self based learning system?
Okay. I like most of all these online courses, actually online learning platform actually have they also have a dashboard. Basically, when you finish from a particular module and you're moving to another module, there is a percentage of what you've done actually being tracked. So even though we have a live on projects like you can work on, even though there is no any lecturer to give you feedback on what you've done, but there is you can't move forward when you've not finished a particular section of your module. That means that when you have an assignment that was given to you, until you click on submission, that is when the system sees that you've actually progressed to move forward from that system. So everybody can view their progress on their own when they are making progress actually.
All right. Thank you very much. So, my last question would be that what should they expect in the next 4 weeks, like when you guys are presenting your solution? I mean, what is all the MVP that we should expect? Should we expect the self-based learning at least to a point, or probably like I just want to know your primary focus before like once you start the bootcamp?
Okay, by God grace, looking at our designers that we believe they are capable. So we are looking forward to the fact that okay, we have some basic features for our self-paced learners and then our cohort leaders. So we have their dashboard ready for us to present during our final bootcamp presentation.
Oh, okay, all right. Um, yeah, Chris, I think I'm good. That'll be all from my end.
Oh, all right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. So thank you. So well done, Team Dakar. Well done. Cheers, guys. Great work. So we'll have a check-in again by maybe Saturday or maybe next week. Whenever if I did make this of the update, that'll be next check-in. And hopefully by then documents will be fuller, and then we'll have some visual to back the document you're showing us. So next team that we have on the call, Team Nairobi, if you can signify if you're here and if you're ready. Team Accra, please signify if you're here and if you're ready and who's representing you. And then we can have Team Cairo next if you're ready. So you have the floor, you have the mic, just share your screen and then let's hear you. Team Cairo, are you ready? Or Team Accra, whichever of you is ready.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Owoyemi Ahmed. What team are you representing?
Yes, sir. Good. Oh, Yemi Ahmed.
Yeah, what team are you representing? Mr. Owoyemi, if you can hear me.
Team Nairobi.
Okay, Team Nairobi. Oh, okay. So you're representing Team Nairobi? So you're presenting here? I'm not sure you can hear me, or if you're speaking, I think your mic is muted.
Sorry, I will be presenting tonight, sir.
All right. So who is presenting?
So I'll be the one.
All right. So you have the mic now. Are you ready?
So just 2 minutes, sir.
Okay.
A minute,
So
sir.
while
A
we
minute.
wait for All right, why wait for Team Nairobi? Team Cairo, are you ready? Team Cairo and Team Accra, are you ready? And if I've not been calling your team, is because I can't see that the representative from your team is on the chat box. So you might want to signify. Mary Olasende, you might want to signify on the chat box the team you represent. So I'll know that your team is here, and then you have a representative. So once time I'll just call out your team. If not, the call will end shortly. Okay, Team Lagos. I believe there's someone from Team Lagos that's on the call. Yeah. So Team Cairo, if you're ready. Team Lagos, if you're ready, let me know. Team Accra, if you're ready, let me know. Team, yeah, Mary, your hands are raised up. Yeah, you want to ask a question?
No, I wanted to say that we are ready.
That's what team now?
Team Lagos.
Okay, yeah, you have the mic now. You have the floor. Shoot. So,
Okay.
So Team Nairobi, get ready. After Team Lagos, you go next. Team Accra, if you're ready, you would go next, and then we'll have Team Cairo. So we have Team Lagos, Team Nairobi, Team Accra, and then Team Cairo. So Team Lagos, please, you have the floor.
Okay, so okay. I'm going to be using the name of our product is Gromitra. The name of our product is Gromitra. We were given to work on a project on agriculture and hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, there's a big screen on.
Sir?
I can hear it ring.
I guess I don't know. Okay. No, I'm not. Okay. Yes, I did. I see hearing noise. I did. Okay. Okay. There's still noise.
Yes.
Oh, it will be the gen from outside. It's not from inside. It's from outside.
Just maybe close some tabs. I think you have some tabs.
Can you stop presenting?
I've already put it
Stop presenting first, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let me know my volume.
Yeah, I think you might.
Okay, what of now?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, let me share again. Okay. So we're given a project to work on agriculture and food security. After that, we did a survey.
I'm
We got
sorry.
20 responses.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello,
Olushola,
sir.
can you mute your mic? Olushola, can you hear me? All right. Yeah, Mary can go now.
Okay, so we're given a project to work on agriculture and food security. So while we started working on that, we decided, while everybody was brainstorming on ideas, we decided to carry out a survey to find out what the needs and the pain points of both farmers and consumers is. So after carrying out the survey, we got 20 responses, 10 majorly from farmers and 10 from consumers. So after carrying it out, we realized something, that as much as there are a lot of platforms out there on agriculture and the rest, majority of them focus on specific, or majorly on investment or on direct to customer, just majorly on sales and marketing aspect. No one really, there's not really much platforms that incorporate things that will benefit local farmers. That was the major complaint on from farmers that we were able to get. So after carrying out the research, we decided to come up with a platform where it's going to be favoring both the farmers, consumers, and investors, all three. So we called our platform Gromitra, and the product vision is digitalizing the agricultural ecosystem. So that was the key aim for us. Now, the features that we're going to be working on for our product is for the farmers, things that will benefit the farmers majorly are the pest management, weather forecasting, access to fundings, and direct sales. That means direct to customers. One of the things customers complained about was there are no platform that informs them about pests, on how to manage pests or pest control or things like that. And same with weather forecast, real-time weather forecast, not just the one that they have on their phone that the weather is saying, okay, yes, it's good or it's not going to be good. They want something that will also inform them of, this is the season of orange, this is the season of apple, this is the season of corn. And you'll also be able to regulate market prices with the information that will be given. And then they will also like access to funding. That's where the investors come in. That's where the investors part of our platform will be coming in. Now, for consumers that we're going to be working in, and one of the complaints from consumers too is the same thing that farmers complained about. They would like a direct access to their own customers. So the consumers will be interested in getting produce at a cheaper rate directly from farmers and they are going to be fresh ingredients, fresh farm produce at a cheaper rate. Because let's be honest, things right now are expensive. The last time I'd gone to market to buy pepper, it was just 4 pieces of pepper they sold for me for 500 naira. So with things like that, if you are buying directly from farmers, it's going to be cheaper and you can be sure that it's not going to be spoiled. It's going to be clean and edible. So they are also going to be interested in educational content on agricultural investments. There are a lot of platforms out there that say if you buy land, they'll be farming on the land and they'll be paying you back. But that's not what ours is going to be doing. Ours is going to be more of finding consumers to be able to invest in farmers. And the money will also be regulated on the platform though. They will not be giving direct access to it. Whatever they want to buy for their farm, it will be directly from the farmers, and every will be directly from the platform. And then the investment opportunity without land ownership, that's the idea. They don't want to be able to, because most of them cannot afford the land. So how can they invest in farmers and still gain money back? So how can they do that? The idea for us is they'll be able to buy equipment. That's one of the things farmers complained about. They don't have equipment. They don't have access to seedlings and equipment. To be very specific, seedlings and equipment, those were the two things that they were complaining about. So farmers are consumers to be able to invest in farmers by buying seedlings. You can offer to pay out of money for seedlings and for equipment, and for each of these the farmers will be required to give a feedback of how they are using the seedlings, and every money that will be responded back will be refunded back to the consumers with interest. Interest will also be given back to them. Now, for the investors, tools to discover, funding to monitor farm projects, analytics and ROI tracking. This ROI analytics and ROI tracking is for them to be able to monitor their money, because as much as there are a lot of agricultural investments online and platforms online, the one thing they all lack is this analytics and the tracking aspects. As much as they are good, yes, they are good, they are very good at it, but it is not completely safe that you'll be able to hold customers or hold farmers responsible for it. So we aim to close that bridge. And the last one will be community and trust building features. So the aim is to build a community where both farmers, investors, and consumers can all communicate, and there will be total transparency. Nothing is hidden. No amount of money is being spent without anybody knowing. Everybody that is involved will know about it. And there will also be tracking of any farm produce that is going to be ordered directly from farmers, and farmers will be held responsible if the product is not, if the product sent is defected or there was something wrong with it. Consumers will be refunded back their money, because it's only when a consumer confirms that the product is good after it's been delivered that they will be able to have access, that farmers will be able to, the money will immediately be sent to the farmers. So that's majorly what we are going to be, that's majorly what our project is going to be all about.
Oh, okay. Good one, nice one. Chess in Lagos. Brilliant idea, because for those of us that live in Lagos, we understand how much impact this could cause. Right? But I would allow Mr. Peter go first. Mr. Peter go first, and then Mr. Michael would go next, and then I think Mr. Ademi might want to ask a few questions as well. Yeah. So, Mr. Peter, you have the mic. If you can hear me.
All right. Thank you. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right, thank you very much. I think this is a very innovative solution, and yes, I think it's really nice, right? However, I have some few questions, right? So, to start with, I want to confirm, like, you didn't probably get to the I want to confirm, like, would this be a web application or probably a mobile application, or?
Our goal is to make it both a web and a mobile, because the designers are designing both for web and mobile. So the mobile
All
engineers
right.
are working at the same time as the web developers. So as much as designs are being dropped, they are all creating. So we're working
All
on
right.
mobile and app
All
and
right.
web. Sorry.
So, all right. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for that. So also, I would like to clarify this. I mean, you've mentioned a couple of talk. You talked about investments. You talked about weather forecasts. You talked about buying and selling, analytics and tracking. Then you said, like, there will also be a community, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you want to manage this together? I mean, what's the plan like? Like, I mean, I feel like, to me, this is, you are doing a lot. That's just the thing. And I feel like, okay, do you want to focus on one, or probably for the sake of
Okay.
this boot camp, what are you guys looking to probably give us at the end of the 4 weeks?
Okay, let me share my screen to show our MVP.
Okay, that's
So
nice.
why we have our must have and should have and the could have written down. So this is our
Okay.
roadmap. This is the detailed version of our roadmap. So the aim for our must have is, for this project, because of the time constraints, we are going to be working on farming advice and sales listing. That means direct customer sales, customer to farmers directly, giving farm pest control and farming advice and real-time weather forecasts. That's all that we're going to be, and user onboarding, getting users on board. That's the major
So
goal for us for now.
are you saying something like a marketplace?
Yes, but we're not really just a marketplace. We're having a marketplace, yes, that's the major one, the most important. The direct to customers, consumer to farmers direct, that's the first one. But for things to just join more farmers, we just want to just put in things like farming, pest control and farm advice. But the main aim first is the direct to customers. That's the first goal.
So, like, direct customer means like farmers can get access to the end users straight like
Yes,
that, right?
straight direct, yes.
Okay. So, like, how do you want to, like, go? Can you just probably give me like a walkthrough of how you want to achieve that?
Okay, so the idea is, after consumers make a purchase on our line, we get in contact with farmers, since we already created a survey to reach out to farmers and we already know farmers that are interested, because our survey was not just in Nigeria. We also had a Bethel, she's from France, so she also sent the survey out to our country too. So the idea for us is, we get farmers on board, farmers that will be interested, they will sign up and they will put pictures of their farm produce and what they are all selling. And the next thing is just marketing, get people that will order from our online platform. And the idea for it is the nearest is the farmer close to you that you order from, farm produce close to you that you order from. And that's where we also come in, logistics will come into play. We plan on getting in contact with a logistic company that will be doing our delivery for us, a trusted logistic company that will be doing our delivery for us, a direct delivery.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I think I get what you guys are trying to do, right? But you might want to also look at some other aspects in the sense that yes, farmers are you if you are building something like a marketplace, I mean farmers to get products, right? And your your target audience is like the end users, right? So I feel like most of some farmers don't even have access to like a good mobile device to, I mean, brand their picture or probably brand their product or something, right? So I feel like you might need to check that side. And also, I also think like this this is a very good product, right? But just try to streamline what you want to like do so that you won't end up doing a lot and not actually, I mean, getting what's like one thing working. So I feel like that's nice and good job, team Lagos, right?
Yes.
All right, over to you, Mr. Chris.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Peter. So I'll allow Mr. Ayomi Mic to go next. So you have the mic if you can hear me.
All right. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, you have a very nice product, but my only concern now is that myself, I want to buy 2,000 naira tomato. Do I order it from the farmer?
Okay. We never actually considered this, but we'll put it into consideration. Thank you very much for this. But I think the one thing I'll bring up is also having contact with market women. We'll add market women to the mix, so it's not just be direct. We'll have direct to farmers, yes, but we also have direct from farmers to retailers and wholesalers. So it will be a smooth transition, and people will be able to get their produce faster and easier, especially if it's a marketplace close to you. Regulated price, that the price will not be too expensive, and retailers will be more interested because it will be a steady stream of income with confirmed payments that will be done. So yes, we never actually thought of that, but we'll work on that. We'll add that. We'll work on it.
All right, that's fine. I'll allow Mr. Christopher take over from there.
Okay, well done, Mary. Well done, Team Lagos. I would allow Mr. Adeyemi go next, but let me just say a few things. One, I think it's a good product. You guys are working on brilliant one. Okay, let me withhold my comment. Let me allow Mr. Adeyemi go next. I'll just go last and then go to the next team. Mr. Adeyemi, if you can hear me, you have the mic now.
Okay, good evening. In Lagos, in Durban, and those the other things. So, my first comment. Okay, before I comment, let me just first congratulate you and uh, how was it? So let me congratulate you on the job of your product is, of course, it's a painkiller because it's what if you can bring the gap between farmers and consumers and that is very, very nice. But I'm going to come in to that too. Uh, as a farmer, if I want to like let me be the devil's advocate. So as a farmer, if I want to comment on this, I can't spend let me say 10 million to farm, uh, and I'll be to sell to consumers. I'll be buying it bit by bit. Now consumers a majority of consumers in Nigeria, what they do is they buy um, let's say maybe 1,000 naira pepper, 1,000, 2,000 naira this and that, which is not ideal for the farmers. So how do you plan to do that? That's my first question. Because as a farmer now, like I said, I can't spend over 10 million naira to farm, and the consumer is telling me I want to buy one plate of pepper, or how do you say that? One plate of pepper. So you understand how do you make them interested now for the farmer? How do you make them interested in that product? Because they want to sell in bulk. That's the first thing. Farmers want to sell. They want to as soon as the harvest season they finish the harvest season. You want to move on to the next immediately. So you don't have time to start. I want to sell to one consumer. Maybe my farm is in Kebbi now. There is one consumer in Lagos, and I want to buy 1,000 naira pepper. And I no, so I don't know. To me, I'm not sure if they will be certain with that. And two, um, number one thing that causes inflation, the major reason, the major cause of inflation, like food inflation in Nigeria, is transport. That's the major. That's the major. Hello, please can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please confirm. Okay, yeah. So the major cause of food inflation in Nigeria is transportation. Um, I don't know if you can recall when President Tinubu removed subsidy. That was when the food inflation skyrocketed to over like 100%. Although the MBS they are saying it's 60% and all that, which is bad. So um, how do you bridge that gap? The transportation. Because most farms they are not in the southwest. They are in the north. Some are in Benue, some in Kebbi, some in Jigawa and all that. And the consumer that you are looking at now, because your name is Tim Lagos, and definitely will be based. So majority of your consumers will be based in Lagos because those are the people that buy in like probably in bulk and all that. So how do you bridge that gap? Transportation, looking at the price of fuel and all that. So how do you plan to own a delivery service, a courier service that will transport it and all that? So if
Okay.
you plan to own, how will you manage them? So that's my two questions before I go to move on
Uh,
to the next.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your question. Now, for the first question, that's why when Mr. Ayomide had said that we had not really considered that issue. So the idea I'm now coming up with now that I'm going to present to my teammates is we could instead of directly to consumers, yes, there will be the platform, community platform, where consumers can give reference to produce that they got from a particular consumers or from a particular farmer, yes. But the thing they will now plan on doing now is instead of directly to farmers, it will be directly to wholesalers, linking farmers directly to wholesalers, to a broader band of wholesalers. Now, as for the transportation aspect, we plan on getting in contact with a logistic company. We won't be the one doing the logistics. A logistic company will be the one in charge of it with a regulated price for every transportation and every goods. So if we know we're going to get, if a farmer is ordering, like a farmer wants to distribute his goods from maybe from Kano or Kaduna, if it's among the exact same states, if it's a perishable goods that spoils very fast, that one we know it is going to be a speed up delivery. With that, it's going to be, we will ask for speed up, that will be increase in price, we understand that already. Now if it is something that is going to take a while before it spoils, but before it gets to the market and it doesn't spoil too fast also when it gets to the wholesalers, so that they can get their produce faster and easier, the thing we are going to be doing is that's where also the logistic company will come into. It will be a regulated price with the logistic company. So from Kano to Lagos, from Kano to Benue, from Kano to, or from Kaduna to every state, the prices will be regulated. A specific amount will be agreed upon between farmers and between the farmer and the logistic company. We will recommend the logistic company to the farmers, but we will ensure that the logistic company, you will have more than one logistic company, obviously, so that it will be a regulated price between every single person, between for every farmer, so you can pick the one that is the cheapest is the one they will end up picking. If this logistic company is the cheaper one you want to go with, okay. If this one is, but we'll ensure that these logistic companies are ones that they have accountability, so that our customers do not get to lose out or do not have any issues, and they can trust that we will not recommend the wrong kind of logistic companies to them. So that's just my idea for now.
Okay, now I think I think you have to go back to the drawing board because your initial plan was from farmer to consumer, and so now it is now from farmer to wholesalers, and from wholesalers to consumer. So you are now doing like Mr. Peter said, you will now be doing so much that you won't be focused. You'll be doing so much that you are doing this, you are doing that, and I don't know the strength of your team strength, strength of your team. Um so I don't know if if you'll be going into from consumers now to sellers, to yeah to wholesalers. So I don't know if you want to go into that too. I really don't know. Um, so you said something about price control. You want to control the price. I don't know how you are going to do that. I really don't know how you are going to do that because even the government couldn't do that. So I don't know the mechanism. Do you have any mechanism you want to use to control the price of this and all? So that's another question. I'll leave it to answer that.
Okay, it's not like I have a mechanism that we use to control the price. I'm not saying I'm going to control the price. My point is, we'll have an agreement with the logistic company. Logistic companies will be, since they know that you are going to be getting farm produce from us at a very steady rate. This is going to benefit them in the long run because they will be making a whole lot of money from this, because it's almost every day, every week that there is a farm produce that is going to that will be sent out. And if you are the one transporting it, we expect you to give a reasonable and a cheaper price to our farmers. So that's just what I'm just trying to say. It's just going to be like an agreement with a logistic company for for a cheaper price than an expensive one that farmers would have had to pay if they were to send them out themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. The farmers will be paying for the delivery service, right?
Yes, they are the one paying.
Okay. My last question. So, uh, uh, another main cause of food inflation in Nigeria is insecurity. Insecurity. Farmers um, are being chased out of their farm. I'm sure you know that you're in Nigeria. I'm sure you know that. I think 2 days ago, 60 people were killed in Plateau. Weekly, people die in Benue and all that. So, um, how because you are into agriculture and all that. So, what are you looking at? What are you looking at to if we probably maybe you have considered that? What are you looking at to solve that? Probably something.
Okay. Now for the food security issue. Now, I won't say we've considered that. We never actually put that into consideration in our plans. The security issue part, we never did. But we'll go back and discuss it and come up with a new idea to work with. Thank you very much for pointing
Okay.
it out.
Okay. So the other questions, but I think my there's no time, so we can move on. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mary, great work. I see that there's one someone's hand was raised up. I was thinking she was in your team and maybe she was going to make a contribution. All right, so yes, Orelua, you have 1 minute to say what you want to say if you're in the same team. Orelua, I give you the mic now.
Yes, I know. I'm not in the same team as her, but I wanted to ask a question because I was not sure. But Mr. Isaac has already asked that. I just wanted to ask because I was a bit confused about the business they are starting. Like, is it a B2B or a B2C? Like, if as a customer I want to buy something from your organization or your company, would I go straight to the farmers or the logistics company or to you people? And then you people will now refer me to the farmer and the logistics company.
All right. Thank you. Um, I guess she had said something in that light. Most likely they would need to revert back to your team, but I don't know how long they have because we're already in the second week. I had expected that they should have passed this phase. I was going to ask a question, but I'll just make it a comment so you guys can take the question and answer it within your team. And first of all, nice product, nice idea, but I think there are a lot of use cases that exist So you guys might want to consider streamlining this. I think Isholo and Peter had mentioned that there are a lot of edge cases that you might experience. One of them, AY had mentioned, which is like cases where you want to buy small quantity and all of that. And the fact that like a lot of edge cases, you guys might also look at that. I was going to ask about rural to urban gap, how you want to bridge it. I think Mr. Isaac had asked that already, which there are still some gaps. There's some gaps that I think I was going to ask, but you guys might want to consider that better. As well, then the last thing I want to talk about, it should have been a question, but I'll make it a comment because we don't have any time again. A lot of farmers are not tech savvy, right? So you might also want to consider how you want to manage that process, because most of them are either no to less educated. So they are, even those that are even educated are even not tech savvy. So you might also want to consider how you want to manage that process as well, right? So that's a comment that you can take as a question, and then you can think about it. Thank you, Team Lagos. Good work. Well done. Team Nairobi, if you're ready, you have the mic now.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir. We are ready, sir.
Good evening, sir. You have 10 minutes to make your presentation, and we'll use the next 5 minutes for questions. So your time starts now.
Okay, sir. I'm trying to share my screen, sir. Sorry, please, can you all see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. In the absence of that, so I'll be doing that alongside my presentation. So my name is Ahmed Oyemi. So I'm from Team Nairobi, and the project before us is financial inclusion and access to credit. So majorly, our project is being started to tackle the fintech space in order to build a product whereby all individuals or businesses can have access to credit. But before I will start, from our research so far, we believe that majority of fintechs in Nigeria or Africa entirely, they are solving the same problem.
Sorry, Mr. Yemi, we can't see your screen, or if in case you're sharing.
Yes, exactly. So I think it's the network, but I'm just trying to share the screen.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What about now, sir?
Not yet.
Hello, sir. Okay. Oh.
Just try to reshare. I think Mary just log out now for you to be able to share. Just try.
Okay. Sorry. Let me go back. Let me refresh.
Oluwa to be Loba, your hands are still raised up. You might have to pull it down. I guess we might just go with Team Accra next while he tries to sort his Team Accra, if you're ready, we could just go with you while we
Sorry, sir. Can you see my screen now, sir?
Okay. We still can't see your screen. You might want to drop off the call and rejoin. If you can hear me, you might want to drop off the call and rejoin. Let's take another team while you try to sort that out.
Team Cairo, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Team Cairo, go ahead. No, Team Cairo, hold on. I think we are following a list. So let's have Team Accra, then next Team Cairo. If Team Nairobi is not sorted out, we'll go to Team Cairo and then we'll come back to Team Nairobi. But if Team Nairobi are sorted, Team Accra, then Team Nairobi, and then Team Cairo. So Team Bello, I believe you're from Team Accra.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. You have the mic now.
Okay, good, sir. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen, sir.
Okay, so we're working on healthcare access and diagnosis. So the name of our product is Medic Breed, in which the patients and doctors will have access. I mean, in which patients will need to have access to the doctors, and we are basically focusing on the web version and the mobile responsiveness of it, basically for this boot camp. So the problem statement, the one of the basic thing patients face is a long time waiting period in having access to doctors. And one of the things we highlighted in one of our meeting is, even once a person wants to book appointment, just to book appointment with a doctor, e uses close to like 3 to 4 hours. And at the end of the day, they will not give the person another time, maybe next week. And so we just create, okay, and let us try to do research and find out what is the pain point of these people. And we actually did the research, and we found out that one of the main issue people face is waiting period. So we decided to create an app that patients will be able to have access to doctors via the app, via the website rather. So majorly, we're still contemplating if we should have a sign-in kind of flow, or we should just have a contact a doctor kind of stuff, just put their email, because of their patients. We just look at that, okay, for patients, they may not want to do sign up and all kind of thing, but they may just want to have access to a doctor at that particular period of time. But it's still under consideration, so we are looking at it. So on the website, we are going to be having other stuff that will be looked at, which is doctor consultation. They will be able to consult with doctor. And most of these are websites that also have this kind of features. One of the things they are lacking is online consultation. There is no venue. There's not a venue for them to have online consultation. The patient must book an appointment, then go to the doctor physically. But one of the things we are trying to do is we are going to incorporate a virtual way of a patient and a doctor meeting. Another thing is appointment scheduling. The patient can actually do appointment and schedule an appointment with a doctor based on their based on what they are passing through at that period of time. Another thing is emergency. One of the things is emergency. Like in case of emergency, they can also get access to a doctor at a very high speed, depending on what they are facing at that particular period of time. So we have some research, some questions we've asked, and which we are going to incorporate to this PRD. All what we have here is just like, let me just say, it's just a dummy kind of stuff for our research. I think I have the questionnaire here. So we have the major things the respondent needed. One of the things is booking appointment, which we have said we are going to incorporate. Also, video consultation, which is also one of the main thing. And also chat with doctors after they have actually okay, let's assume somebody has actually used the website before. They could still keep in contact with the doctors. So in that scenario, there will be a avenue for patients to actually chat with the specific doctor they've had contact with on the website. We are basically focusing on the web view and the website, based on this bootcamp. But in future, we can actually do an app that they can have access to. So also we have here the major ways they want to receive their appointment reminders, and we have most of them prefer even SMS, email, and in-app. They prefer majorly all those stuff. So for this one, we are going to be picking email majorly. We are going to be working based on email majorly for responses from the doctors about their appointments and all. So we also have their responses based on um, and did you want the doctor to follow them up, because we see one of the problem patients actually have is they don't actually have this follow up kind of system with their doctors. Most people, once they go to a general hospital, I'm not talking about private hospital now, most of these general hospitals, they just go there, they don't even know the doctor that treated them, they don't even know all those kind of things. But this system will incorporate any doctor they've actually booked in the past and even presently, we will have them in the system. They can actually follow up with the doctors and have conversation about future stuff that may be wrong or that is being wrong right now. um and we also ask other questions. We are going to be incorporating um payment on it, a payment gateway. It may, I think we're still contemplating on the kind of method, whether we're going to be using an external, but majorly that's what we're going to be using. But another way we want to be doing it is basically when the patient goes to the website to have access to a doctor, the doctor will book appointment. If they are going there physically, maybe okay, the doctor says okay, can come so time, then they can actually do their payment physically. But for online consultation, everything basically, the website is just a gateway for patient and doctor. So we are trying to minimize the way we are going to be having this payment on the app. So we are looking for a way to incorporate an external payment for a online consultation also. Once the person wants to book an online consultation with a doctor, we are also incorporating payment as they are willing to pay. And it depends on the doctors that are available and their charges that they charge. So that was one of the things. Another things as such, we also have they also have some feedback they actually gave. They said they want nearest health center, but it's very less. And we also have other people that said user friendly platform, but it's also a few number of people. But most people said no. But based on people, some people that said they actually want a center that is near, and that is one of the purpose of medical to in areas whenever a user enters the website, and it will be a way that the website will actually sync to the location that okay, this is the location of the person, then you will always access to people that are actually close by. Just like how social media works, people that are close by in a way that is there will be a kind of synchronization to be able to link only the people that are close by. But we may not be able to achieve that now, but in the nearest future we should be able to do that. What we're just trying to achieve now is just the access to the doctors and also online consultation, and also the they also have access to what they call it, the patients also have access to um, um, hospitals that are actually close by too. It will also be on the site. They can actually just see and check the location. They don't necessarily need to okay, and the website will show the location of every hospital nearby. They don't actually need to do a booking or all. The website will just try to show them navigations and all. And lastly, the website also will bring about a kind of um explanation on each on specific ailments, like a kind of automated explanation on each ailment that someone is passing through. We have something like if a patient comes on the website and search for a blog, like it's like a blog type of site. It will be a blog that will talk about some issues that patient are passing through and how they can solve it. Some of it can be about cancer. Some of it can it's just a kind of blog that patients can actually just go and see. And each doctors will have their own what do you call it? We have their own their own content they write there in order to bring about information to the patient. So it's just like it should just be a way for doctors also to be able to speak up. It should be a platform that doctors will be able to speak up and advise, and also people through that blog can contact those doctors to learn more and to also have consultation with such doctors. So basically, it's just what we are still trying to achieve some of these features.
All right,
And
Mr. Bello, thank you.
just
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
thank you.
Sam. Thank you. I actually overextended your time. I actually overextended your
Okay.
time. I Right. So let's take a few questions and few comments. Mr. Peter, if you're ready, you have the mic now, sir.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Also, all right. Good, good job so far. I mean, I think this is actually a nice solution, right? But before I proceed, like, do you have your probably your front end and back end same on this call?
I'm not sure about that. Let
Okay,
me
all right,
check.
all right, all right. No, those it's fine, it's fine. All right. So what I want to ask at first, I think we all know that the health sector is a very large field, right? And I think at some point you mentioned about a blog post about illness or something like that. So how do you want to go about that? That's my first question. Then my second question is I also heard that you said that the the website, right, that people would customers will not log in, and the users will not sign up or something. Can you confirm that before I proceed to my question?
Okay, for that, we're still contemplating it. We're still contemplating, but what I explained is basically the site will just be the website will just have contact us now, in which they will sign up with their email. Then from that they can also be going through and seeing other information. But the reason why they will sign up is for them to have real time information um, about real time informations basically. But it's something that I have seen in other sites. I'm still trying to understand the purpose of it. But if possible, they will need to sign up to also incorporate it.
All right, all right. So I want to confirm. For the doctors now, how do you want to like? We know that doctors works in like they work in shifts, right? How do you want to get doctors that would be available? And you know that. Sorry, please. A moment, please. Just hold on. Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. What was I saying? What was I saying? What was I saying?
You're talking
Yes. Okay.
about doctor.
Yes. Okay. So how is the process like going to? I mean, you mentioned that your solution is like you are just bridging the gap between you are connecting doctors to like you are connecting medical practitioners to patients, right? Is that what that's purpose of the solution, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the case whereby I am in Lagos now and I probably have an emergency, I can come to your website, and once I get to your website, I would, I would can you guys see me?
Yeah, I can hear.
So I would probably come to your website and register. Like, can I get immediate boosting, or probably I have to probably fill a form and doctor will get back to me. I just need that a simple scenario of how your application or how your system will work. Like, okay, is it that probably I get to the website, I get to the website, I register, or and probably the doctor would get a message and they will now, because we all understand that doctors are busy. So how is that flow going to like be in the long run? I mean, just give me like a whole over like a flow chart of your process from start to finish.
Okay, for that we are still here to we are still on the like rough research. I'm actually a project designer, so basically what we have in mind is we are going to be having we have not decided whether we are going to be having that signing or not signing. But for the doctors, I majorly didn't talk about that yet because of the time. But for the doctors, first of all, when the doctors want to sign in, because the doctors actually have to sign in order for them to do their post and all in the website and all. So when you want to sign in, they will actually put in their necessary details like their name, their license to show that they are actually doctors, their their own what they base on specifically. So it's just like a Facebook app that's already open and start posting his blog and people will comment and like and connect. So basically, when the doctors come on board on that website, it's not it's we have not decided whether we are doing that. I'm just trying to answer your question because what we
Oh,
have in mind is
yeah,
have
yeah.
a type.
I get your point now. One my last question would be that will the doctors be paid, and like is the service free, and how do you want to handle that part?
For the payment, the doctors will not be paid. I won't say the doctor will pay, but it is us connecting the patient and the doctor. So basically,
So
the
do you
doctors
are you
will
saying
actually
that doctors are
Hello,
doing like the
sorry,
free service
Francis.
or what?
So this document I shared to you right now. So you are sharing that, and also the PRD. So I think I can navigate my what's it called directly from my end here. So that's the two documents we are going to
Hey, can
share,
you guys hear
and
me?
probably this
Hello,
the survey questions.
hello,
I can hear you.
hello, hello.
You can hear it, sir.
So are you saying that the doctors are doing like a free this thing or what? I mean, when because I've worked on a similar flow
So
like
what
this, and basically what they do is like the application connects doctors, they connect medical practitioners to caregivers, right? And I think I have a bit idea of how that works, right? And I know some things that the agency they manage, like the timesheet and the rest like that. So that is why I'm trying to ask some questions. But if you are telling me that, if you are saying that the doctors will not be paid, I mean, then who will use the product? So I feel like you might probably have like,
no,
still.
what I mean that the doctor will not be paid is I thought you were asking me if the app is going to pay the doctor. Obviously, the patient will actually have to pay before they can have access to the doctor.
All right, it's fine. Chris, over to you. I think I'm good now.
All
Thank you.
right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Mr. Ayomide, do you have a question you want to ask?
Oh, sorry, please. I was a little bit distracted. I don't have any question. I'll go through the video later to check what my guy has displayed.
All right, that's fine, sir. Thank you. Mr. Ademi, questions, comments from your end?
Okay, okay, sir. I just have a comment. I understand you are building a medical product, which is um, not a little bit, very, very regulated, very regulated because they are dealing with people's life. So it's a question, but I'll one of our time, so I'll just make it a comment. So people now, we have medical records, we have analytics, we have past records that um, the, the the injection they collected, this is what they are addicted to, this is what they shouldn't give them and all that. So I don't know if you have any plan around that. So they can so the doctors that are coming they want to attend to people on the platform know the person is going to save time because I think on your platform now, the product that you are feeding, it is going to be time based because the doctor when they are calling you for how to stay with this patient and all that. So giving them the patient past records is going to make the job easier. So I couldn't hear you when you present that because there was a little bit noise. I know that audible enough. But so I'm just saying that as a form of comment that you should look into again past medical records and all that. So and you can there's also a way that you can let the patient know the doctor that is coming to attend to them beforehand. so they are visiting each other to save themselves time of production. So thank you. Is that any question on Saturday?
Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. DME. I personally have a few questions, but I will not ask because of our time. Maybe by the next time we are checking in, I may just ask a few ones. I'm particularly interested because, I mean, as someone who have a bit of background in the health sector, I mean, health tech sector to be more specific, right? I'm particularly interested. But maybe when our next sync, I would ask a few questions. Yes. So, on to the next team. We have Team Nairobi. If you're ready, you have 10 minutes to shoot. The mic is all yours now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone. So the name remains Ahmed Owoyemi. So from Team Nairobi, and the project before us is financial inclusion and access to credit. So basically, we all know that anything related to financial inclusion. So that means you are actually talking about fintechs and how do individuals or businesses have access to credit. So first and foremost, sorry, Francis, are you there? Can you help me to share my screen? So first and foremost, as far as Nigeria is concerned and Africa entirely, so majority of fintechs have been solving the same problems, the same theory, the same method, the same mechanism. However, what we are trying to just do right now is to just come with some features that can actually differentiate us from other platforms. And here we are. This is our introductory part and the problem statement. So imagine a world where financial inclusion is a reality for all. What would that mean for you? How can we have access to credit, both individual and businesses? So financial inclusion is a cornerstone of economic development, enabling individuals and businesses to access financial services, manage risks, and invest in their future. Access to credit is a vital aspect of financial inclusion, allowing individuals and small businesses to borrow funds for education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and other opportunities. However, many individuals and small businesses in developing countries lack access to formal financial services, including credit, perpetuating poverty, inequality, and social exclusion. So what we are trying to say here is that we all know that there is economic downturn at all levels of life. So human, they are going to need a credit in order to just uplift their businesses or to their personal lives. And the next slide is showing about our problem statements. Despite the importance of financial inclusion and access to credit, many individuals and small businesses in Africa face significant barriers. The problem is multifaceted. So that is, it is heterogeneous. So number one is limited geographic reach of financial institution. What we are actually talking about is those people in the rural areas. How are they having access to credit? How are they having access to mobile apps that probably maybe, okay, this is my account number, yeah, like, this is my account number, so can you send me the money you have for me? We are not during the era of our forefathers, they normally use traditional method of cash flow. So, and that's the reason why we are trying to just tackle that aspect. The next one is high transaction cost and interest rates. So majority of people have been talking about, no, from this platform, the interest rate is much, it is 20%, it's 25%. Ours, we are actually coming with a low interest rate on our platform. The next one is lack of financial literacy and awareness among potential borrowers. So majority of borrowers, they don't actually know the nitty-gritty about the interest rate, about all these platforms. So we are actually coming in for a financial literacy to educate them, to make an awareness that, okay, if you actually borrow like 10,000 naira, maybe 10% is your listing, we are going to calculate it for them. Not that probably maybe we are going to lure a customers or potential borrowers to our platform, and at the end of the day, our interest rate is going to be more than what we are actually preaching for. The next one is limited availability, insufficient credit history and collateral. So what I think that we all believe that, okay, is hindering borrowers from accessing to access credit is collateral, using your property, land, car, and the likes. So we are actually trying to fill a gap whereby whenever we have your BVN or probably your NIN, definitely you can actually just have access to all your data, because as far as this product is concerned, or the project entirely, we are trying to integrate our product to the credit bureau. So that's another upload for us. Thank you. So the part of the last problem statement is limited availability of financial products tailored to low-income individuals and small businesses. So we all know majority of people nowadays are having kind of issue with funds to just, there are a lot of ideologies, business ideas, but financial issue is the major problem. The next slide, please. So now, here we come. We are now introducing Credit Pay. So the name of our product is Credit Pay. Credit Pay is an app that aims to address this problem by exploring innovative solutions to improve financial inclusion and access to credit for individuals and small businesses in Africa entirely. So here is our vision: transforming lives by expanding access to credit, empowering economic growth, fostering financial freedom for millions. So in summary for all this slide right now, so we are introducing Credit Pay to solve the problems of individuals and businesses. And here with our financial, so you can go to the PRD section, Francis. So Credit Pay is coming to solve the problems, if not totally, because majority of fintech nowadays are solving the same problems. And that's the reason why we actually come with our own features. And part of our features, which happen to be our core features, we have a P2P, that is peer-to-peer lending, and likewise an expense management. That expense management, we are talking about the stock management. So now, let me just briefly walk us on our PRD. This PRD is tailored for lending platform targeting on individual and SMEs. So we've done our stakeholder summary already. So to all tracks, our backend, our front end, our mobile engineer, the PMs, the pro designers, and data analysis. So we've done our survey, market survey, and we actually believe that pushing this product to the markets is going to fly. We really believe much in that because we believe much in, we don't believe in what is impossible. So, and that's the reason why we're actually coming with some features that we can actually incorporate to our own, and that is going to make it differ to others. So we talk about the P2P. The P2P aspect is just talking about whereby we want to actually give an investor. We all know that lenders, they usually have an investors to back them up. And that's the reason why the likes of, sorry to make mention of some platforms. So most of that platform, either like OPay, Money Points, majority of them are not the real owner of the money they are using to lend customers. There is another platform. Sorry, there is another, let me just say, firm. They don't call them investors, coming to their platform to lend their own customers money. So we're actually coming with P2P lending, and likewise, the expense management I made mention. So the essence of that expense management is that, so from research so far, in fact, as far as Nigeria FinTech is concerned, only one, even the one, sorry, I'm not trying to just campaign for that platform, is not really active in terms of expense management. So the meaning of that expense management is just, it's really okay for the major businesses. Like for instance, I actually branch in a nearby parlor to just quickly just do the presentation. So like this beer parlor right now, we can actually provide a solution to them that any of their store,
you have
they
to
can have it on our system.
You have to
Sorry, they can actually add those store on our platform, and whenever they are selling those products, it will be deducting from their own backend dashboard. However, in summary, we are trying to incorporate. We've done our user survey. So, and we are actually expecting some feedback. Hopefully, we're having our team meeting tonight, stand-up meeting. So, likewise, our ever gigantic product designers, they are currently working on our product logo design, color palettes, and also the wireframe. And currently, we have more than 50 survey responses so far. However, both web and mobile app, but I believe much in our mobile engineers. So we actually have only one mobile engineer, and likewise, we only have one backend engineers. But with their strength, I really believe that we can actually just nail our product. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Team Nairobi.
Francis,
Well
you can
done.
show the survey question, please.
Yes, Team Nairobi, well done. Well done, guys.
All right, sir.
Brilliant idea, good one. I'm in the fintech space, so it caught my attention. So well done. One question in one sentence. Can you specify what you guys are trying to build in just one sentence?
Mobile app solution.
Mobile app solution. I don't get
Yes,
that. That's not explicit. Like just say what you guys are trying to do in just one sentence.
An application for lenders, for individual and businesses to have access to credit.
That's still very vague, but it's fine. I would allow I think Mr. Ayomide has dropped off the call. Okay, Mr. Peter, I would allow you questions, comments if you're still on the call. I guess you're still on the call. Mr. Peter, you can hear me. Questions, comments. Okay, Mr. Adeyemi, questions, comments.
Okay, sir. What I want to say is just I wanted to go back to the drawing board because the question Mr. Chris asked, you didn't
All right, guys, can you hear me now?
We have so many.
Just hold on.
Your network is breaking, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so we have so many giving you. So I really don't share your value proposition. So there are questions to ask, but just go back to the drawing board, look for a value proposition, what others are doing like that, what you want to do that others are doing. And investors too. How do you plan to get investors and all that? So on Saturday we'll see because of our time, I want to ask questions. So go back to the drawing board, let your plan be solid, and then come back to us and all that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Peter, you have the mic now. You can hear me now.
All right, guys, can anybody hear me now? Can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Perfectly, sir.
All right. So I think I'm also very, very interested because I am also in the fintech space, right? So I feel like this is really nice, right? Okay, so I just want to confirm one thing, right? You said that what you are building is like a lending platform for businesses and people, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I also heard something about the unbanked or something, right?
Sorry, sir. Come again, sir.
So I also had something about the unbanked, right? Probably like the local and unbanked people.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you building a solution for that, right? Okay, so I think I only have one question, right? Have you probably like figure how probably thought about the risk factor that is related to anything credits?
Sorry, sir. Come again, sir. Your network, sir.
Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Your network is breaking.
Oh my God. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now,
Hello?
sir.
Okay, so I said that during your, while you guys are brainstorming and like just coming up with this amazing project, did you probably consider the risk factor that is associated with anything lending and credit facilities, right? So, and what are the measures that you probably have on ground to probably handle that?
Okay, fine, sir. That's the reason why I said it in my presentation that we're actually trying to integrate the product with the credit bureau, and it's part of the number one risk factor, and also, so there will be a KYC, so whereby know your customers. So And during the KYC, we are trying to also consider the biometric aspect of KYC and Face ID in order to just mitigate any kind of fraudulent activities on the platform. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. I think I'm good, right? But probably we'll still have a conversation probably during our next check-up. I think I would also go through this PRD to get some clarities on some things as well.
Okay, sir.
All right, team Nairobi, great work. I think I would hold it was possibility when to maybe by weekend when we get to catch up again, then I would have enough time. So, but for now, well done, guys. Cheers, guys. Good work. So let's have the next team, Team Cairo. If you can hear me and if you guys are ready, you have the mic now. You have 10 minutes to shoot. And Team Cairo, the mic is yours now.
Good evening, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thanks, sir. Good evening, everyone. Actually, from the product design team, the product manager in charge is currently in transit, so he said I should present on his behalf. I hope that's fine.
It's good, sir. Just shoot.
Okay. So, can anyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? Rather?
Your screen is coming up, but we're here to see something.
Each team, and of which has been going well. So we have. Can anyone hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
We can hear
Just
you.
go ahead.
We can.
Okay. Yeah, so to go straight to the point, we checked on what we can do on the project, and we discovered that it's not much of it, like it's a scarce problem happening in, let me say, Nigeria, exactly, to be precise. So we discovered some problems and we found a solution to it. So we decided to come up with Waste Grid, which is a smart waste sorting and application app. Yeah, as an application in which, as users use it to sorting their waste and like, they also learn more about waste as we tackle the problem of awareness. Most people doesn't know or doesn't know how to tackle waste. Most people just recycle their waste anyhow. When it's falling, they just dump their trash into the waste, into the gutter, and many more. So we decided to give Waste Grid, and of which we hope is going to help the society better. So Waste Grid is an application in which it's going to have four major features, which is the scanning, the lesson and quizzes for every user, daily tips and challenges. The challenges is like a game mode for every user, so as to make the app interesting. And we have leaderboard and badges, which also the gaming aspect. So we have our data analysis team to make research and to gather info about user feedback. Though the turn up was very, very low, but despite that, we just had to like work with something. So we add varieties of user personnel, and we decided to have just one. We selected one user personnel. I think it's somewhere around there. Okay, so we decided to have a user personnel and we decided to have just empathy map to work with us. So we also have a general roadmap, which we have scheduled into 5 weeks. So the week one is for discovery and planning. The week two is design and architecture. Week three is our MVP, and week four. So week five is the final testing and presentation. Currently, we are on week two, which we also have a meeting tonight. Not even knowing we are going to have a meeting with the Drive Africa team. It's caught us unexpectedly. Just have to put up with something. So our major audience, our primary audience is the urban households, because we notice most of our problems comes from households, most especially our let me say our fathers and mothers. Rain is falling, go and bring the spoil it away inside the waste, and at the long go after the rain and everything, the road and everything will just become messy. Our second target audience is students and educators, whereby in the school and institutions we have the educators, the lecturers, and everyone teach people and help them in learning more about how to sort out waste and how to dispose waste every day. We also have young adults, which is generally also under our second target audience. And our tertiary target audience are property managers, most especially all these real estate management and the likes. So meaning like those managing gated communities, and what they are going to do is collection of waste products and app adoption. So we actually hope to sync this application with most waste management, should I say, communities, and also most waste management systems, like of all these lawman and the like, so as to use their own parts of their work. So currently, I can let me speak on behalf of the product design team for now. Maybe I'll call Mr. Sam or if stay in this call to speak on our to continue from where I stopped. But currently on the product design team, we are currently on the wireframing section. We are done with it last night. So we decided to move on to the high fidelity designing maybe this week or Saturday. I'm trying to rush because my system is low, so I just have to like present something. So on our flow, we have okay. Can you use my screen?
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Yeah, so on our flow we are having the it's just a mobile app actually, it's not a web-based app, it's a mobile app. So for easy so we're having the splash screen down to the onboarding and sign up and the home page and many more. We are actually incorporating three with two apps actually. Scrap is a mobile app and we're also working with recycling. But what we are picking from both is that we're trying to differentiate the scrap and the recycling and to check which should be better for our design. So we highlighted some points. We highlighted some points. We added a barcode scanning feature, a local integration, trackable impacts, gamified incentives, and augmented reality like AR, stuff like that. So the key differences between our app and the mobile app is the platform, whereby it is both web and mobile focused, but majorly it is a mobile focused app. The user interaction, the customization. Most web app we notice are just scan and go, whereby you just scan the product, recycle it, and gone. But on our own app, we're going to have a product whereby it's educational, and whereby you scan, you know more about the products you're recycling, and know how the best way to recycle the products. Um, Mr. Samuel, are you still on the call?
Yeah,
So
I'm
we
here.
are almost okay. So can you please take it up from here?
All right. So you've pretty much covered everything. Um, what else would I add? Okay. So so far we've been able to define our problem, been able to design user personas, the product management team, we're able to design about 3 user personas and empathy maps for each of them. And we're able to data analyst team and designed a survey form for us, and they've gotten about 100 responses. So they are currently working on the analysis of the data they got. We'll get feedback from them tonight on if it's ready or not. Then for our product designers, they carried out a competitive analysis of other similar apps that are in the market, and what's on the edge we have over them, and they started working on the wireframes for our solution. While for our devs team, from the feedback I got from the team lead, they've created repositories and environments, and they are making research on tech stack options that we can adopt for our app. So once the wireframe is ready from the product design team, they would begin the creation of the app. So for our solution, um, we have 4 major features, but for our MVP, because it's not the time is too short to implement all of them. So for our MVP, our minimum viable product, will be focusing on the last 3 features, which are more on the educational aspect of the solution our app will be providing, which is mini lessons and quizzes on best practices for recycling, daily tips and challenges, and then leaderboards and batches. So these are the features we'll be focusing on for our MVP.
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. I had to allow you to finish that statement. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so very much. Well done. Nice work. Nice work. So let's get a few comments before we go to the next team. Mr. Peter, if you can hear me, do you have any comments you want to make? Comments, questions? Mr. Peter, can you hear me? Mr. Adeyemi, any comment from your end? Comments, questions?
No, nothing from my end.
All right,
Nothing from
all right. Thank you. I guess Peter is having a hard time with his network. Okay. I think I would ask my question maybe by the weekend. I'll just need to allow, because of time constraints, so you can allow that team present. But you guys might want to check out what's this guy's name? I was just looking at them yesterday. Oh man, what's this guy's name? So recycling is actually a big industry. I think a $3 billion industry, and we have very few players in Africa, particularly in Nigeria. This guy, I trying to remember their name now. Oh man, what's their name now? I've already forgotten their name. I was just looking at them yesterday because I had to make a few research. Yeah, so I think most of my questions will come in later. So let me don't drop this.
Okay, can I send you a message on Slack, sir, in case you remember the name of the product?
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. You can. It's a research I was making throughout yesterday. So I just didn't know you guys were working on something of similar. Actually, but you can. I would respond. So
All right,
thank
sir.
you,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Is there anybody from Team Kigali and Team Port Louis? If you are, let me know. Team Kigali and Team Port Louis. Do we have any representative from Team Kigali and Team Port Louis? I If nobody is responding, then I would want to believe that there's no representative from Team Kigali and Team Port Louis. Mr. Lemi, please, you might want to note that. So with that addressed. I believe just those two teams hasn't presented, and so far the teams that have presented, cheers guys, good work. I mean, you guys have actually blew my mind. I mean, it just shows that there's been activity happening and so much effort has been put in. Nice work, nice, brilliant work. Well done, guys. I guess we'll catch up by the weekend, where we'll have enough time to look at certain things in details and then give detailed comments. Right? For some of the products, there's something that I've worked on. Like I've had the privilege of working in certain sectors, like in health sectors. I've been around in fintech for quite a while, right? In edtech, I've done a few things, right? So myself, I might be giving a few comments, and then we'll have some other people stop by to give more detailed comments on some of the things that we are working on. Coincidentally, for the guys I just finished presenting, that's in Cairo, I have a few questions I was going to ask, but it would make sense that I ask them in proper detail, because I was actually making like we said just yesterday, I was looking at a few things and then of what I'm working on, and then it happened that you guys are working on the same thing. So right, so it might just help. I might just give a proper comment and a couple of and for the other team. So that being said, we overstretched our time by 32 minutes. My apologies once again. This meeting was supposed to go for 30 minutes, for 2 hours rather, but we've done 2 hours 30 minutes. I apologize for that. I guess we can call it a day at this point. Thanks once again for joining and keep up the good work. We'll catch up by weekend.